Hi, and welcome to Learning to Fly, Steps to Your Personal Branding Success. So what is personal branding? It's one of those things that we really need to look at traditional marketing to understand what personal branding is and where this whole movement has come from. In traditional marketing, there's a guy called Kotler, and he says that branding involves decisions that establish an identity. So just think about that word for a moment. So think of a brand like Coca-Cola or Marmite, or something that is your favourite food or favourite clothing item or favourite car. It has an identity, something that you can connect with. And that's not just connect with visually, that's connect with emotionally. And because people connect with an identity, it means that it differentiates it from the competitors. So personal branding is self-marketing. It's learning about what your brand is, so you're the product, and then it's the process where you can market your business, your career, your life like a traditional brand. And brands are built on what other people are saying about you, not what you're saying about yourselves. So it's about perception. People perceive what your brand represents in their minds. And there's this lovely quote by Tom Peters from his book, The Brand You, 50 Ways to Transform Yourself. It's a little book packed full of great advice and great quotes. And he says that we are the CEOs of our own companies, Me Inc. And to be in business today, our most important job is to be the head marketeer for the brand called you. Never a truer word was said. So we really do have to think about ourselves as a product, as a business, and how we're going to make ourselves stand out from everybody else. And here's a number of other personal branding quotes that I would just like you to read and reflect on. The first one, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. That is so true because it's about perception. It's about what they believe. When you've built that identity and you've connected emotionally to the people that you network and work with and live with, they're the ones that are going to sell you. They're the ones that are going to be talking about you. And the last one, I absolutely adore. Be yourself because everybody else is taken. Never a truer word. So it's about being authentic, about being true to who you are, not pretending to be somebody else. So like I say, just take a moment to read through some of these quotes and have a think about what each one of them may mean to you in terms of how you're going to build your personal brand. So we're all brands. Whether we like it or not, every single one of us is a brand. And personal branding is about creating something special that you believe in, that you have passion about, and it separates and differentiates you from your peers, your colleagues, and your competitors. And we've already said this, you've already got a personal brand whether you want one or not. Simply by being you, you have a brand. Now what you do with it is up to you. And if it needs changing because you're not authentically projecting yourself, then you have that choice. Remember, everything we do in life is about choices. So while it might be tempting to say, I don't care what other people think about me, they can take me or leave me. The reality is that if you don't think about your brand, you will be left on the supermarket shelf, as it were. So in terms of the 9 steps to personal branding that I personally promote, I have 9, as I say. And the module that we're working on today is the Build Confidence and Banish Fear module. Let me just run you through the 9 steps. So we've talked about being authentic already and about having an identity. So the first one is about becoming clear about who you are. When you know what your value is, your passion, your purpose, and you have a vision for your life, business or career, then it's easy to get out there and to sell yourself, to market yourself. Staying healthy and energized is about thinking about you from the inside out. So many people that you meet look tired and worn out. They're not eating properly, they're rushing from meeting to meeting, they're stressed. If you are healthy and you are energized, when people meet you, they're going to pick up that great feeling that you are just putting out there. So feeding yourself from the inside out is absolutely important and vital to your personal branding. Confidence we're going to talk about. How you communicate, how you build rapport with the people around you. So rapport is not telling people what you do, it's about listening and understanding about them. But communication is not just about the words that come out of your mouth, although they are one of the most important things. It's about rapport. It's about the way that you look. It's about the other things, the cars that you drive, the pen that you use, your phone, your handbag, your tie, your shoes. Every single one of those things communicates who you are and your personal brand. If you don't have the right people around you, that can also damage your brand. And the right people are the people that you feel most connected with. They might be people that perhaps you don't do business with, but because they understand you, they get you, they know what you're passionate about, they could sell your brand for you. So it's important to know who you're connecting with and to work with them so that it becomes a win-win. We talked a little bit about packaging yourself in communication, but packaging yourself, you are a product. I recently received a very beautiful present. It was a candle, and everything from the outside of the box to the product that was inside was beautifully packaged. I will never ever forget that product and that brand. And that's what we have to do for ourselves, is package ourselves as if we were a product. Point 7 is something that is incredibly dear to my heart. I'm a writer and an author, and I believe that if we share our knowledge and demonstrate our credibility and expertise, we have that opportunity to build our brand in a way that just talking to people never could. So whether you write a book or you write a blog, pretty much the same kind of thing, you're demonstrating to the world that you have expertise, that you have something worth sharing. And I believe that it is one of the best marketing tools that you can use in terms of building a personal brand. So great, we have all of these things, and if you don't promote yourself, then nobody's going to know about you. And I know that as so many people that I meet, terrified of telling people of what great value that they bring. Well, now's the time, once you've put everything together, you need to get out there and tell people about the value that you bring. One of the things that I also believe is there's no such thing as failure, there is only feedback. And if we ask for feedback, we need to take it in the way that it's intended. And feedback lets us measure our success. So there is no failure. Anything you try, you've tried it. And if it doesn't work, what do you learn and what can you do next? So personal branding is not just about, having a logo or a pretty website. It is the process by which we market ourselves to others and how we leverage different strategies. But it's about understanding ourselves deeply and personally and treating ourselves as if we were the chief exec of our own company and everything that goes with that. So think for a moment, what does your brand reflect? What do you want your brand to reflect? And what are you going to do to enhance your brand? So the first thing really is about auditing and finding out what your brand currently is demonstrating, and then taking the time out to actually plan and think of your branding strategy. Because failure to plan is planning to fail. And if you don't know where the gaps are, if you haven't done that gap analysis, how are you going to know how you're going to enhance your brand? So just take some time out just to reflect on those 3 questions.